Okay, hey everybody. Welcome in again to the Regular Guy DFS show. I am David. Welcome to the dungeon, the basement, the room the one room in the house that my wife lets me have. And let's get into this pick six today for Saturday's 6 game slate. Hopefully, you guys were able to catch the pick six yesterday. We had a really good day yesterday. You know that if you were able to tune in. Our core plays yesterday, our pick six consisted of Russell Westbrook, Paul George, Jason Tatum, Yusuf Nurkic, Brian Goodwin, I don't remember his first name, and Peyton Pritchard. Anyway, and they scored a total together, guys. We scored 310 points. So a great pick six yesterday. We're going to try and duplicate that today. No guarantees, of course, but hey, that's why we're doing this, right? That's why we're playing daily fantasy. That's why I'm putting out these videos. That's why it can be so much fun because you can have days like that. We scored 313 points with 6 guys. That's the whole point of me making these videos, guys. Is just help regular guys like you and me have success and have some fun playing daily fantasy. And yesterday was definitely a good day. I have had some people reach out to me and ask me like, "Who are you? Why are we putting out these videos all of a sudden? Why should we listen to you?" Really, there's no reason to listen to me other than I was a sports talk radio host for about 10 years here in the area of Nebraska I live in. I had my own radio show several different times, but I'm just a big sports fan, guys, just like you are, just like everybody else. And got into playing daily fantasy, had some success playing daily fantasy, and I just love playing it. And I thought, you know what? If I can do it, anybody can do it. You don't have to spend 10, 12 hours a day doing it. You don't have to put in 150 lineups. You can just be a regular guy like me, and we can do very well. Yesterday was proof of that. And so, yeah, that's why I'm here. And hopefully, you guys are enjoying these videos. I always forget this part. I'll get used to it. Before we get into today's pick six, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button down below, that would help me out a bunch. And if you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button, click the little notification bell that's right next to it. That way you get notified every time I put out videos and every time I put out the pick six content, you'll get notified that it's there. So, building off a good day yesterday, let's just get right back into today's pick six. It's Saturday. It's a 6 game slate. Very interesting slate. We're going to have a lot of value to work with, and we'll get into that here in a little bit. Hopefully, picking the correct value. But let's start with some guys that I think are going to be very fine plays today. And we're going to start off in the small forward position, and we're going to fill it. Just sometimes the small forward is hard to fill. And today I've got 2 guys in the small forward position that I like. We're gonna play Luka. We're not sure about Porzingis today. Um, Questionable 50-50. I'd actually be surprised if he plays, but either way, if he plays or if he doesn't, we all know Luka's a fabulous play. He can go out and smash any night. Um, the matchup against the Lakers. The Lakers have played some good defense, but not generally without LeBron on the floor. They're less of a defensive threat, but Luka, he can go out and smash against anybody, and I'd like him here today on this 6 game slate. So we'll make Luka the first play in the pick six. Another small forward. Now, I don't play this guy a lot, but as we talked about earlier in some of the earlier videos, you find certain games, you find certain matchups, and you try to exploit them. And anytime that I can get somebody playing against Chicago, I like to roster them. Chicago plays absolutely no defense. They play at a very high pace, and guys have been racking up huge fantasy numbers against Chicago all year. I thought the addition of Vucevic would help a little bit. It really hasn't. They still play up and down and don't focus much on defense. So I love Jimmy Butler here today. Combine that with the news that we got a little while ago that Goran Dragic and Tyler Hero are both going to be out for this game. That just makes Jimmy Butler's usage go up even more. Bam will be on the floor, but that doesn't generally affect Jimmy too much. So Jimmy Butler definitely against Chicago today is a play that I love. Now we'll start getting into some of the injuries and some of the values that are coming up. My point guard today, once again, we played him last time Utah played, and I see no reason to go away from him today. We're going to go back to Mike Conley. I'm not sure what his ownership is going to be today. I imagine it's going to be fairly low, but this is a great matchup against Minnesota. Again, Minnesota plays at a fast pace. They're not interested in playing that much defense. Now, we do have blowout potential here, guys, and I've said it before. I don't build my lineups worrying about blowouts either way, generally speaking. Um, but sometimes I'm gonna contradict myself here a little bit later in the video. This game does have a little blowout potential, but I'm not gonna let that affect me. Without Donovan Mitchell on the floor, Mike Conley has been extremely productive. His usages went up, and I don't see any reason that it's going to be any different today. I think Mike Conley's going to have a big day against Minnesota, and so we'll make him another core in today's pick six. Now, talking about that value, Houston, for example, I'm not sure if they have 8 guys. I counted 7, but I thought you had to have 8 to play. But anyway, Houston is, let's just take a look at it, decimated by injuries or guys just not playing. So Christian Wood is questionable. I'm pretty sure that's doubtful from what I saw earlier. Let's just double check it real quick. Excuse me. Yeah, doesn't expect to play Saturday against the Nuggets. So I don't know what they're waiting for to rule him in or out. Either way, he's just going to be one more body in an also already depleted lineup. We have Wall out, Porter Jr. out, Eric Gordon out, Sterling Brown out. This is one to watch here, Avery Bradley, because he could be a sneaky good play today if he ends up playing, but I don't think he's going to play. So we are going to need some value, obviously, on today's slate, and this is going to be a good place to look. But there's value and then there's good value, guys, and always keep that in mind if possible. For example, yesterday's pick six, 310 points from the 6 guys that played. We had 2 value spots we had to fill. I didn't do a perfect job of doing that. Hopefully you guys did a little bit better, but if I would have, we'd have had full takedowns to talk about today. So finding value is one thing, finding good value is another. So the next part of the pick six, we're going to play a couple Houston guys in the pick six, and the first guy we're going to go to is right here in Armoni Brooks. He should start at either point or shooting guard today. Either way, it doesn't really matter. He's going to get plenty of usage. There's going to be plenty of minutes available for him. Hell, he might play the whole damn game. They just don't have that many guards to take up these spots. So that's another reason I like putting him in there. He's blowout proof. There's a very good chance that Denver's going to blow out Houston. I'm contradicting myself from what I said earlier, like I said I was going to, but Houston's just should not be hanging with Denver today. But Armoni Brooks is a guy that's going to have to be on the floor whether it's a blowout or not. And that's why we're going to go to our second piece of value in the pick six today from Houston. And we're going to put KJ Martin Jr. in there. Because, again, he's not a regular rotation guy. Earlier in the year, he had some games where he got some pretty good minutes and he was pretty productive. And, you know, again, they're just down a bunch of bodies today. There's going to be plenty of time, playing time for him today. His usage is going to go way up. And he's another guy that's going to be blowout proof. You know, for example, if Christian Wood would somehow play, and then you look at guys like Kelly Olynyk, a lot of guys are going to tell you Kelly Olynyk's a fabulous play today, and he should be as long as the game stays close. But if the game blows out, Kelly Olynyk's coming off the floor, and Tate's coming off the floor, and Daniel House is coming off the floor. And who knows, this game could be over by halftime. I doubt that's the case, but you just never know. So keep in mind, Kelly Olynyk is a great, you know, should have a good day today, but is he going to play a full game? Is he going to play a full 3 quarters? How are they going to manage the minutes? Because, again, there's just a really good shit. Look, Houston's quit. They're not trying to win basketball games. They could care less if they lose this game or not as far as the management side goes. So, yeah. But there are certain guys, you know, they're going to have to get a lot of usage today. Tate, House, Olynyk, they'll get a lot of usage, but if the game blows out, they're coming off the floor. KJ Martin and Armoni Brooks are guys that are going to have to stay on the floor. So, Our last piece of value here as part of the pick six today, we're going to go back to a guy that absolutely smashed for us on the last slate. Oh, I'm clicked on Houston. Sorry, guys. We're going to go to O'Shea Brissett. His price came up a little bit, but we'll put him in at center. He's still a great value. Indiana's another team dealing with some injuries. We know that Sabonis and Turner are not going to play today. I think McDermott and Batazzi are questionable. Now, keep an eye on Goga, because if Goga plays, he's a fine option too in the pick six. But Brissett, I think, is going to play. He's going to play forward even if Goga would happen to play today and happen to start. And Goga's coming off an injury. I don't know if he's going to have any kind of minutes limit or anything like that. The other guy to consider from Indiana is Jakar Sampson. Last game he was suspended for that on-court altercation. If Goga doesn't play, I would imagine Sampson will just move in and play the center, or he could play the forward and Brissett will play the center. Either way, these guys are going to get plenty of time on the floor tonight. They're going to get plenty of usage. Brissett's a little bit better if Goga doesn't play, but he's still going to get enough time that he can certainly pay off his price. So that's going to be today's pick six on this Saturday, guys. Mike Conley, Luka Doncic, KJ Martin Jr., O'Shea Brissett, Armoni Brooks, and Jimmy Butler. Let's hope we have somewhere close to another night like we had last night. I sure do appreciate you guys tuning in. If you don't mind, again, before you get out of here, to hit that like button down below, hit the subscribe button, click that little notification bell, and also feel free to leave me any comments, any constructive criticism, anything that you'd like to say down in the comment line. I sure appreciate it. I would love if you would reach out and follow me on Twitter. My handle is @SandoDFS, and I've got that also listed down in the comments section there. So I do put some information throughout the day out on Twitter. So you'll make sure and catch that as well. I appreciate you joining me. Like, subscribe, follow, and hopefully we'll have another successful night tonight. Thanks for tuning into the Regular Guy Show, and hopefully we'll talk to you tomorrow. Good luck, everybody.